Learning to code is difficult, and it can lead you to feel depressed, sad, and genuinely wondering, what am I doing with my life? That's because sometimes you can be going down a seamlessly endless path and you have no idea where the finish line is and if you're actually making progress. Now, the good news is you can avoid that. There's a lot of small strategies that you can employ that will keep you motivated and moving towards your goal. So with that said, stick around for the whole video and let me discuss how you can stay motivated while you're learning how to code. Step 1 is to have a goal. It doesn't matter what you're doing, whether it's coding or any other activity, you need to know why you're doing those activities. What are you actually trying to achieve? Why do you want to learn how to code? You need to genuinely sit down and ask yourself those few questions. What is my goal here? Why am I learning to code? And what am I going to do to achieve that goal? Once you have the goal in mind, I'd highly recommend writing it down. Put it on a big piece of paper, print it out, put it as your wallpaper or your desktop screen. Doesn't matter, but you want to constantly remind yourself of that goal so that whenever you're feeling down, you're getting stuck, and things just really aren't going your way, you can go and look at that goal and remind yourself why you're doing these activities in the first place. For me, the only way I can stay motivated is if I know I'm making progress, if I'm moving in the right direction, but I need to know what that direction is, so I need to have an overarching goal. Now, your goal could be to get a job. It could be to work on a project. It could be to get enough knowledge to be comfortable talking with an engineering team. Doesn't matter what it is, but be very specific, write it down, and keep that in mind whenever you're learning to code. Now, if your goal is to actually land a job, you'll be interested to hear that I just released a new software development course where the entire goal of that course is to land you a job as you graduate that program. Now, the way we do that is we connect you with a network of employers, so as soon as you graduate our course, they can actually see your exam grades, we test you every step of the way, we have a proctored final exam, and they know that you already have all the skills necessary to be a great junior developer, and they interview you directly from our platform. In fact, they actually pay us money to interview you because we've already vetted you as one of the best possible candidates. Now, the way this works is you go through a software development fundamentals course, which is taught by me, and then you pick a specialization in front-end, back-end, or DevOps, all included in the price of the course, and this is taught by an industry expert in that field. For example, Kyle from Web Dev Simplified, the massive YouTube channel, is the instructor of the front-end course, and that course alone has over 50 hours of content that will quite literally make you the best possible candidate for any junior level front-end position. This is a massive course. We have a ton of features with this, guys. I'm super excited about it, and I know it's going to help tons of you land jobs. If you're interested, guys, check it out from the link in the description. We also have a community so you can connect with all of the different students, myself, and an expert ring of coaches that will help you every step of the way. Now, once you come up with a goal, what you really need is some structure to your learning. You need to design some kind of curriculum or roadmap that you're going to follow so that you can track your progress day by day and you can see how you're progressing towards your goal. It's well worth spending a day researching and coming up with the exact skills that you need to learn to reach your end goal. Now, if your goal is to get a job, then you're going to want to follow a curriculum like something from my course. Even if you don't pay for the course, you can go check it out for free, you can view the exact curriculum, and you can learn that on your own. Obviously, that's going to be a lot more challenging, but if you don't have the money for a structured program, then you can just go to those programs, see what they're teaching, compare a few different of them, and then actually write down the curriculum for yourself and learn each of those individual topics. Either way, you need to have some kind of structure. You need to be able to see where you are and the fact that you're making progress and kind of crossing off each topic step by step. Now, once you have a goal and you have some kind of curriculum that you're following, you'll naturally find that you have this sense of progression. You can see that you're moving forward step by step, day by day, and even if it's slowly, you're going to get this sense of achievement because you're actually accomplishing the steps towards your goal. But once you have that, if you want to make this even better, I'd recommend that you join a community. Now, there's all kinds of communities online. You can join Discord servers. For example, I have a Discord server, discord.gg/TWT. We actually have an exclusive Discord server for my course where you can network with other students, coaches, instructors like myself, etc. Regardless, you can also find one on Reddit. You can go and find some on blogs. You can just become kind of an active member of a live stream or something. Whatever, there's all kinds of online communities that you can join. And if you just search like coding communities, coding group, learn to code. You'll find all kinds of them. You can mess around and see which ones work best for you. But you want to be around people that are like-minded. Even if you have a friend that's learning how to code, it might be helpful to spend one day a week doing some pair programming. Do a call, talk about what you've learned, what you're struggling with. I found during my computer science degree, I was a lot more motivated when I was working with other computer science students. I really wish I could give you some more concrete steps here, but my general advice, try to find some kind of community, even if it's one person, a friend, someone you call once a month, having someone to talk to about what you're doing, share your experience with, and again, hear what they're doing is really, really valuable, and I promise it's going to keep that motivation alive. Now, once you've done all that, your motivation will definitely start to grow, but you can still implement this next tip, which is to remember to work on fun projects. It's really easy to get into grind mode and just keep doing really grueling tasks and learning a bunch of theory and grinding through your curriculum, when at the end of the day, coding is fun. If you can stop even just one day a week, maybe one day every 2 weeks, whatever increment you want, and give yourself the freedom to just work on whatever you want, that's going to make a massive difference. For me, when I was younger, almost all I did every single day when I was learning to code was work on projects that I found really, really fun. These weren't practical. These weren't things I were going to sell. I wasn't going to put them on my resume. They were just fun projects that I wanted to build. So find some of those for yourself. Work on something that maybe you don't show to anyone, or maybe you want to show to a bunch of people, and it's just something that is super fun that doesn't have to be progressing you forward in your journey. Keeping your passion alive and remembering every day why you chose coding in the first place really helps you keep that motivation, and I can't tell you how rewarding it is to sit down for a day or a few hours, work on a project, and see that you've actually built something that you wanted to build and you had a good time doing. So just keep that in mind, work on fun projects, give yourself that leeway, and don't feel like you always have to be striving forward. Sometimes it's okay to take a break and just do something fun. The last and probably most important tip is to not compare yourself to others. Now, sure, it can be helpful sometimes for inspiration, but typically you don't want to take your progress and your journey and compare that side by side with someone else. It's not helpful, it's not a fair comparison, and almost always it leaves you feeling demoralized and like you're not good enough or not moving fast enough. I promise you, everyone learns how to code at a completely different pace. This is a very, very challenging field. Some people are naturally much better at it than others, and it's not fair to take your situation and your journey and compare it to some random person on the internet and say, I'm not as good as them. I promise you there's things that you're better at than they are, and obviously they're better at things than you are. But I see this in my YouTube comment section all the time. People look at my journey, for example, and they say, well, I'm nowhere near as good as you. I'll never be at your level. I'll never be there. It's not a good exercise. It's not fair to do that. You guys don't know how long I've spent learning to code. You don't see the hours that I was sitting 12, 13 years old, banging my head on the laptop trying to fix a stupid bug. Trust me, I've been through it too. Everyone has a different journey, and what you really want to do is compare yourself to who you were yesterday and make sure that you're making progress and moving in the correct direction. That's why I said have a goal, have a curriculum, join some kind of community, and compare yourself to your journey, your progress, and just make sure you're moving forward and progressing day by day. If you do that, I promise you're going to stay motivated, and this is going to be a much more effective exercise than comparing yourself to others. Now, if you're someone who's genuinely committed and interested to landing a software developer job, I do have a free introduction course that you can check out from the link in the description that walks you through everything you need to know to actually land a software development position. And then if you like that, you can actually sign up for the full course, and that goes through all the curriculum, connects you with the employers, gives you the network in the community, and all that stuff that I know you guys need. I know I talked about this a lot, but I'm super passionate about this. I spent a very long time building this program, and I do genuinely believe it's my best work and what's actually going to help you land a job. Anyways, if you guys enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next one.